Remember to be kind to the planet and keep exploring, mate.
Far out. It's hard to believe this was 3 years ago. Welcome to the season finale of the exploration of the DDS species. I'm your host, Crocodile Claire. Now, as you may know, our series took a bit of a hiatus because there was a global pandemic that absolutely ransacked the world, and unfortunately it had a very large impact on the DDS species. At this point now, the DDS species is definitely endangered, if not almost extinct.
Join us now as we revisit this species and see how they've adapted over the last 3 years with these harsh conditions.
Look at this block I drilled. Every time I do I get the chills. How did our hands start off so bad? Thank goodness for the sim lab. This is where I wax teeth. I only passed thanks to Bruce Freeze. Then I went straight to live at 5. That's where we would all really thrive. And this is where I went to class. Blank screens and muted mics while in the bath. Blinked once and responders flagged my exam. I could never please my webcam. I wonder if it's too late. Should I go back and try to operate? Life's better now than it was back then. If I was them, I wouldn't let me in. Oh God, I every memory of buzzing on the left door. It was always in a sweat all on a clinic floor. It's hard to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye. Every memory of busting through the pub floor. I could never find the sandwich I was looking for. It's hard to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye. Rotations at the VG. It was so hard for us to see. Turkey basters in the OR, squirting saline from way too far. We used to struggle on Axiom. My back's error need Angela Pittman. She said you'll figure it out someday. Faster to develop a film X-ray. Here's the first girl I froze. I was so nervous and it really showed. I've done a lot of blocks since then. Soon I'll drive a G-Wagon. Oh God, every memory of buzzing on the left door. I was always in a sweat out on the clinic floor. It's hard to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye. Every memory of busting through the pub floor. I could never find the gas box I was looking for. It's hard to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye. Won't miss the board. Won't mix axiom. You can try. You can't escape them. Believe it now. I can't believe it. So hard to stay. So hard to leave it. If I could relive those days, I know the one thing that I would change. Every memory of buzzing on the left door. I was always in a sweat all on the clinic floor. It's hard to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye. Every memory of busting through the bone floor. I could never find the root if I was looking for. It's hard to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye. Look at this block I drilled. Every time I do I get the chills. Every time I do it makes me
Toothtacular. So much never before seen footage of that species. Absolutely amazing. Next up, we managed to speak to members of the DDS4 species about their experience in the Dalhousie dentistry habitat.
What would you tell yourself in DDS1?
Run.
What would you tell yourself in first year?
It's a wild ride, and try to remember to smell the roses on the way.
What's your favorite burr?
Probably the KSO 010, just because it cuts like butter.
Nice. Okay. Hannah, what's your favorite burr?
3:30.
Why?
I put that on everything.
Nice. What was the most challenging part of dental school?
It was when Dr. Power abandoned me for a week.
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well, cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the best, cause it ain't.
What was the hardest test of dental school?
Definitely ortho, all years.
What was the worst exam in your dental school career?
Auto third year final exam.
Why is that?
It was shit.
What was the hardest test in all of dental school? This one.
How do you feel about winning the oral surgery award?
I feel amazing. A lot of people ask me about that. And the biggest plus side of winning that award is a lot of the times the surgeons will come over from the VG and give my help. Like they'll get me to run across to the VG, pull the tooth out that they can't get out, and then I have to come back and send my patient off.
Cass, how old do you think Dr. Tompkins is?
Ask anyone in Group D, she's not a day over 25.
Jay, how old do you think Dr. Raftis is?
72, 74, 76, 78, 78,
Final answer?
78.
How old is Dr. Raftis?
Dr. Raptis, I think he's delivered RPDs to dinosaurs.
Who's the strongest oral surgeon?
I would say Dr. Robertson by far.
Nice.
Who do I think is the strongest oral surgeon? It's obvious. Alero.
Who's the strongest oral surgeon?
I have to say hands down, it's Todd.
Todd Maya, everybody! Who's the strongest oral surgeon here at school?
Dr. Robertson, no doubt. I mean, that man is shredded.
What's your favorite part of online dental school?
I will have lectures, eat, and no one will know.
Your last remarks as you come to the end of your dental education?
Just grateful for everybody that's been part of my education. But with that being said, I'm certainly grateful it's coming to an end.
Good.
Superb. Gotta love it. Finally, we have managed to track down some of the most rare species in this entire environment, the apex predators, the SGP instructor species. They've left some messages for the DDS4s as they prepare to migrate from the native habitat.
Dr. Raftis, if you had to choose a favorite student from your group, who would it be?
So, favorite student, that's a very interesting question. I have, in clinic, we have a really good group. They work really hard in the clinic, and at the same time, I think we have a pretty good time together. But I usually don't like to have an overall favorite, but on any given day or any given week, somebody might have that status for a particular reason. Like if we take Friday, there was 9 of us from the group that were in clinic and we were crazy busy all day. The only person that wasn't there was Vinny. Vinny became the favorite of the day. And it wasn't because he was over on PEI picking up the new dog. It was because he wasn't here bothering me. So I would say that everybody in the group has been the favorite at one point in time or the other.
Perfect.
Thanks.
If you had to choose, who would your favorite student be in your SGP?
Oh gosh, that's tough. Can I say a couple?
Sure.
This year?
Yeah.
Steven Smith, probably Matt, Delal, Colton. Oh shoot, that's last year.
Dr. Shampoo, if you had to choose a favorite student in your group, who would it be?
Oh, wow. My goodness, Claire, that's kind of like asking who my favorite child is. So I think I'm just gonna have to go with I can't choose. I love them all.
Dr. Tompkins, if you had to choose, who's your favorite student in your group?
In Group D? Oh, that's a tough one because they're all really excellent students. As everyone knows, Group D has historically been the best group. You know, the other groups like to think that they're the best, you know, like C is for champs and B is for best and A is for amazing, but D is for doctor. So, yeah, I love them all.
What a journey. That marks the end of our series on the exploration of the DDS species. Thank you all so much for following along with us. We can't wait to see what the future holds for these little guys as they begin to spread their wings. Well, that's so long for now. Be kind to the planet and keep exploring, mate.